Well, happy Monday and welcome to the NCWLIFE Evening News. It's a beautiful May 20th, even though Grant Olson is away. I'm Jefferson Robbins filling in. Here are a few of the top stories we have coming up for you tonight. A dramatic fatal crash in northern Grant County as a motorist drives off a cliff above Crescent Bar, plummeting to their death. The Eastmont School District selects a new principal for Eastmont High, replacing longtime school leader Lance Noel. Well, it was a gorgeous Monday in the mid-70s, but we could expect temperatures to take a minor dip and maybe see some light rainfall as we move toward midweek. Dan Kuntz will have your weather forecast coming up later in this half hour. First, our top story tonight. A former Chelan County Sheriff's deputy who successfully sued the department for poor employment practices has settled her final lawsuit against the county for $1.5 million. Jennifer Tyler was fired twice, first by former Sheriff Mike Harum and then Brian Burnett. In 2018, a Douglas County jury awarded her $500,000, ruling that she was the victim of unlawful workplace retaliation. The next year, after her firing by Burnett, the county paid her $455,000 to settle a second employment claim. The latest settlement puts an end to Tyler's 2019 federal lawsuit against the county, alleging discrimination and civil rights violations. Sheriff Mike Morrison said today the agreement helps the counties avoid further costs and uncertainties. Tyler's lawyer, Mary Schultz of Spokane, said, quote, "This administration has stepped up and owned its responsibility, and we hope that what was revealed can move the county sheriff's department forward." One person is dead after their vehicle apparently traveled off the roadway and over a cliff sometime between Friday and Saturday. It happened on Ancient Lakes Road above Crescent Bar in northern Grant County. The sheriff's office says the vehicle tumbled about 1,000 feet down the basalt cliff and came to rest 100 feet from the Columbia River, where bystanders spotted it about 3 p.m. Saturday. First responders reached the vehicle by boat and confirmed the sole occupant had been killed. They recovered the body, but the Grant County Coroner's Office says an autopsy is still pending and doesn't plan to release the driver's identity until then. The cause of the crash is under investigation. An East Wenatchee man charged with sex offenses against a child in 2 counties was found guilty Friday in one of them. 42-year-old Michael Joshua Berggren was convicted by a Douglas County jury on 4 counts, including first- and second-degree child rape and first-degree child molestation. The jury found Berggren used a position of trust to facilitate his crimes against a child, beginning when the victim was 6 years old. The trial lasted 5 days, and the jury deliberated just over 2 hours. No sentencing date has yet been set. Authorities believe Berggren victimized the child in both Douglas and Chelan counties. He'll face a Chelan County jury in July on similar charges. The city of Wenatchee is coping with a sinkhole reported today at the intersection of 5th and Miller Streets in the westbound lanes. When Public Works officials investigated, they found a sinkhole approximately 6 feet deep, undermining the street. Urban sinkholes can form when water pipes below street level become degraded and give way. The city says a portion of the intersection will remain closed and equipment will be brought in to help determine the cause. Meanwhile, westbound traffic can expect a delay while traveling on 5th. The city is already coping with a less severe 5th Street sinkhole caused by a collapsing storm sewer west of Chelan Avenue. But when we come back, the Chelan Douglas Health District is close to picking its new chief administrator from a pair of highly accomplished candidates. And campers had to pack up in a hurry Friday evening as a brush fire threatened the popular Daroga State Park. I'm Jefferson Robbins, and you're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News. Stay with us.
There's no place like home, because home is where we're totally comfortable. It's where we can be ourselves and let our guards down. It's where we make memories, and we're always imagining new ways to keep it totally comfortable. Carrier, total comfort, totally happy.
Turn to the experts, Carrier and Alpine Air. Heat and air, call Alpine Air.
The Lake Chelan Chamber of Commerce presents Wonders of Wooden Avenue.
A walk on Wooden Avenue wouldn't be complete without a stop at the Chelan Chamber of Commerce. There you'll find all the information you need about local businesses, events, and activities across the entire Chelan Valley.
Lake Chelan Sports is the place to find top brands like Hoka, Ons, Patagonia, and now a full line of Warrior products. With excellent customer service, Lake Chelan Sports has what you need.
Wonders of Wooden Avenue, North Central Washington's premier shopping district.
I think we already have the legendary pizza, really, and I hope it just continues.
We have a free pizza slip. We get free pizzas, and if something happened to Abby's, we wouldn't have free pizza anymore. Think about that, huh?
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Every day is Taco Tuesday at Abby's. Our Taco Especial is on sale 7 days a week, loaded with beef or chicken, onions, olives, tomatoes, cheddar cheese, and lettuce. It's a pizza that you won't forget. Dine in or order online for takeout or delivery right to your door.
So, how's Evan?
Well, he's all grown up now, but I worry about him.
So many dangers in the world. COVID, the environment, the opioid epidemic.
Yeah, I hear opioid misuse is on the rise.
I don't even know how to start a conversation with him.
This might help. GetTheFactsRx.com. There's a whole section on how to talk about opioids with your family.
Offer support, not judgment. Cool.
Talk to your family about the dangers of opioids. Visit GetTheFactsRx.com.
Welcome back to the NCWLIFE Evening News. 2 candidates to lead the Chelan-Douglas Health District visited the Hilton Garden Inn on Friday, where they presented their credentials to the Board of Health that will make the decision. James Rivard, Water Quality Manager with the State Department of Ecology, is one of those applicants. He previously managed the Public Health Department for Kittitas County. Kristen Hosey is currently Interim Director for the 2-county health district. She's served on its board and previously managed nursing programs for Wenatchee Valley College. The Health Board holds its regular meeting later today and could make a choice between the 2 candidates at that meeting. The chosen leader will replace Luke Davies, who resigned as Chelan-Douglas Health District Administrator in March. A 3rd applicant who was under consideration recently withdrew to accept a different job. Eastmont High School has a new principal. Dell Enders has been tapped for the role. He was most recently the principal and director of assessment for Sylvie's River Charter School, a K-12 institution in Salem, Oregon. Enders replaces longtime principal Lance Noel, who announced earlier this year he planned to return to teaching. Enders previously worked in Ellensburg as an English language arts teacher for 10 years, and he began his administrative career in 2016 as elementary principal for the Kittitas School District. He begins work at Eastmont on July 1st to prepare for the 2024-25 school year. A Friday brush fire at Daroga State Park forced campers to evacuate as it grew to roughly 3 acres. The fire broke out about 6:30 p.m. Orondo Fire Department Chief Jim Odie says 14 firefighters from his department spent about 3 hours keeping the flames inside their perimeter. High winds and dry conditions made that a difficult task. Campers in the northern portion of the park were removed to safety by state park rangers. Odie says the fire appeared to start among poplar trees between the park and a neighboring orchard. There were no injuries or property damage. The Quincy School District is thanking the Everett Police Department and Everett Public Schools for their assistance during an overnight trip. Quincy 4th graders, staff, and parents left for their annual 2-day trip to Seattle on May 16th, but were unexpectedly rerouted to Everett after a road rage incident closed I-5. At about 4:30 p.m., Quincy field trip buses left the Pacific Science Center and were stuck on the interstate until police were able to escort them to Everett High School around 11 p.m. Quincy School District Communications Director Jessica Blancas said an EPD lieutenant had a contact for Everett Public Schools and connected the 2 school districts. The field trip went on as scheduled in the morning, and students returned to Quincy that evening. Now, coming up next, it's a new home for a very helpful agency. The Brave Warrior Project explores its new headquarters on Easy Street in Wenatchee. Plus, Dan Kuntz will have all the details coming up in your full local weather forecast, followed by sports with Eric Granstrom. Please stay with us.
The agents of Kennedy Real Estate Group are committed to providing the ideal client experience. We believe in the power of relationships. Why? Because we don't just work here, we live here. From the nonprofits we serve, the parks where we play, and the local businesses we support, Our team understands the value of living in the Wenatchee Valley. Let's begin your real estate story.
The Lake Chelan Rotary Club invites you to experience Cycle Chelan, held each year on the third Saturday in June. Pick your thrill from 3 rides: the Metric Century Challenge, Cycle Divino, or the Lake Loop. All profits from Cycle Chelan are used to support student scholarships and other charitable activities of the Lake Chelan Rotary Club. Cycle Chelan, a route for every rider. Pick your thrill today.
Headaches, neck or back pain? Been injured in a car accident, a work injury, or fall? Studies show that whiplash causes pain year after year. Your neck is supposed to be curved and acts like a spring to absorb shock, but when it's damaged, it straightens or reverses, and this causes headaches and pain. The solution is our specialized comprehensive combination care. You need our team of professionals who will address every point of your injury with very specific equipment and skill. Stop by Wenatchee or Leavenworth for a free consultation.
It's a great time to go into the medical profession. And this is the perfect place to start, because this is going to provide you that basic understanding in order to get into medical school, physical therapy school. So when you are ready to head on your career pathway, wherever it is, then you've already had some experience and say, oh, it's so cool. This is exactly what I want to do. So really, you're going to leave me with 13 college credits and a license with the state of Washington.
Welcome back to the NCWLIFE Evening News. The Brave Warrior Project, a local nonprofit supporting individuals and families affected by developmental disabilities, recently purchased a new building at 125 Easy Street. NCWLIFE's Dan Kuntz spoke with Executive Director Erica Moshe to hear about the organization's plans for the new building and the grant they used to purchase it.
A couple years ago, I applied for some funding, a grant funding called the Dan Thompson funding, and we were awarded that funding. But here in Wenatchee, commercial space is really difficult and hard to find, and so when this current space came along, we received the award for this funding, and a friend of mine reached out and said, hey, you know, we're looking to sell this building. It was a therapy service for kids with autism. They had sold the business, and the current owners of the business didn't want to purchase the building. They wanted to lease something more in the heart of town, and so the owner of the building called me and asked if Brave Warrior Project would be interested, not knowing that we had a grant. And so it just all kind of worked out. We closed in 30 days. They called us and we closed in about 30 days. It was kind of a whirlwind. The building has an upstairs and downstairs, so altogether it's about 5,000 square feet. We'll be utilizing the upstairs. We're doing a few minor renovations. It's very choppy right now, and not all of the upstairs is ADA accessible, so we're doing a few renovations to make it more ADA accessible, and then we'll utilize the space upstairs, which is about 2,500 square feet. A little tight, but it has a fully fenced backyard, and we're on a little over an acre, so our hope is that we'll be able to add some buildings and space to that acre to really meet the needs of our community.
You have a place of your own, finally.
Exactly, yeah. We're very excited about it.
And the location is very good.
It's perfect, yes.
For you guys, it really is.
Yes, it's going to be great. We have lots of parking. The Link bus, we have a lot of participants that utilize Link services, and so we have lots of parking for them to get in and out. Lots of outdoor space. We have a fully fenced backyard that is larger than it looks, so we're pretty excited to get in there. We're going to add some therapeutic sensory gardens, therapeutic sensory play area. We really have big dreams for the center.
What's the timeline on moving out of where you're at now into the building you just purchased? Probably a while.
Yeah, we're still kind of in the bid process of for construction and the remodel. We're hoping to wrap that up maybe this week and move forward. Then it'll be permitting with the city and then the construction itself. Our hope is to be in by October.
That's a pretty aggressive timeline,
Yes,
Erica.
yes, it is. So that's our hope. But yeah, like you said, permitting can take a while, but we're hopeful that we'll be in by October.
And it's not like you have to rip it down to your studs. I mean, it's
Exactly.
just a lot of this is cosmetic. Some of it is structural work, but a lot of it is cosmetic work, right?
Exactly. There's one wall inside the facility that we want to open up, and then we just need to add another ADA accessible bathroom to just help make the flow go a little bit better as we start our programming in there.
Hi, everybody. Dan Coons filling in once again for the vacationing Grant Olson. He'll be back in a couple of days, taking some well-deserved time off. Let's take a look at Lake Chelan from our Lower Butte camera. We have 2 cameras on the Chelan Butte. That one's a little closer to town. They're starting to fill up the bathtub little by little. If you're curious, go to the Chelan County PUD's website. They always let you know exactly where the level is on Lake Chelan. Will the bathtub be all the way full for the holiday weekend? No, but not bad, although a little on the chilly side. Your 6 to 10-day temperature outlook. This takes you through Memorial Day weekend from the Climate Prediction Center. We have a better than 50-50 chance of having below normal temperatures. That's the high and the low each day, starting on Friday and Saturday. As far as the precip is concerned, a slightly better than 50-50 chance of having more rain than we normally have. Again, this forecast begins on the 25th, which is Saturday of Memorial Day weekend. It's certainly going to be cooler than what we normally see. Our unofficial high today at Papayamore Memorial Airport, 73 degrees. You remember last year at this time, we were going through a huge heat wave. Our record high, 92, set just last year. The rivers were running high and strong and cold. We set records like 3 or 4 days in a row at this time last year. No record highs or lows anywhere in the foreseeable future, and we're still dry. That's going to change, we think, especially Wednesday and Wednesday afternoon. Let's take a look at tomorrow's highs. As you can see, cooler than we got today. Everybody was at least kissing 70. More like 67 for Moses Lake, Ephrata, Quincy, maybe a little bit warmer. Lake Wenatchee will be lucky to get to 60. Once again, cooler than normal in Ellensburg. Our friends up in Omak always lead the heat parade. Pardon the pun. They'll be pushing 68 by the time we get to the end of the day tomorrow. So what's going on out here? Very quiet day right now. In fact, the 2 best looking days of this work week, if you got some time off, is today, get out and do it while you still can, and Thursday, because tomorrow things are going to change. Look at that big system, big low pressure ridge, pretty active, pretty robust, is going to roll right in to the Pacific Northwest and right into the Wenatchee Valley. It's going to cloud us up. It's going to give us about a 30 to 40% chance of rain, maybe a little bit of wind. That's Thursday. Look at Wednesday. We'll be lucky to get to 60 on Wednesday. And keep in mind, by Wednesday, our normal afternoon high is going to be about 74. Very cool on Wednesday with a pretty good chance of some rain Wednesday afternoon. We need the rain. Looks like Wednesday Mother Nature's going to come through, and then we go right back the other way. It's like a yo-yo, right up to the mid-70s on Thursday. But that's an anomaly because then the next system rolls through Thursday night into Friday. It's not going to pack a great deal of punch, but the one thing it is going to do for sure is going to cool us right back down again, all things being relative. Friday not looking too bad. Maybe a passing shower in the morning. We'll get up to about 70. A little breezy at times on Friday for your Memorial Day weekend getaway if you have Friday off and Monday off. It's not looking too bad right now. 68 degrees, your forecast high on Saturday. That's about 5 or 6 degrees below normal, but we will have quite a bit of sunshine. Overnight lows, pretty chilly, mid-40s. And then we jump ahead to Saturday night and on into Sunday as this pressure system begins to kind of seep away from us. There is a chance if you're camping in the upper elevations of the Cascades or the Idaho Panhandle, you could get some thunderstorms on Sunday or a sudden rain squall. It is a possibility. There's just enough instability in the atmosphere for that to happen. And for the holiday proper, well, we don't know yet. We'll know more tomorrow. All right, here we go. Here's your forecast. 73 today. Again, good looking day today. Nice light breeze. Wasn't bad at all. That's exactly normal, our afternoon high. 48 tonight. Things start changing on Tuesday. We're talking some rain. We're talking a little bit of wind. We're certainly talking some cloud cover. And a high of only 66. We drop bottom out on Wednesday. Only 60. That's all we're going to get to. Then we go right back the other way on Thursday up to the mid-70s. Then we cool back down again for the holiday weekend. We'll know more about what Monday looks like when we visit again tomorrow. That's your forecast. When we come back, sports with our good buddy Eric Granstrom. You're watching a Monday edition of the NCWLIFE Evening News.
Ruggability. We straight made that word up. How else to describe the otherwise indescribable rugged, capable, incredible versatility and affordability of a Honda SUV? Kelley Blue Book's KBB.com calls Honda the best value brand. EPA says Honda is the most fuel-efficient automaker in America. But we like ruggability, and you'll like the Incredifantabulous deals, so see your Inland Northwest Honda dealer today. Honda can handle it.
Well, a happy Monday to you. The Mariners are still in first place in the American League West despite dropping 2 of 3 in Baltimore over the weekend. Seattle fell short Sunday at Camden Yards by a final of 6-3 as George Kirby was knocked around for 5 runs on 9 hits, including 2 homers. Luke Raley continues to swing a hot bat, upping his average to .293. He went 3 for 4 with a run. Seattle's in New York to take on the Yankees in the first of 3 games. That game underway right now on Root Sports Northwest. Well, the Mariners' lead in the division remains at a game and a half because Texas dropped 2 of 3 over the weekend to the Angels, including a 4-1 decision on Sunday. Houston beat Milwaukee 9-4 to improve to 21-26. That's 4 games back of Seattle. The A's were swept by the Royals Sunday by a final of 8-4. Elmira Cooley Heartline's baseball squad is the only team from our region still alive in state tournaments. Eastmont beat Tahoma Friday in the first round of the state 4A tournament 4-1, only to turn around and fall in the quarterfinals 7-4 to Bothell. Their season is done. Moses Lake was edged out of the tournament with a 1-0 loss to Camas. That was on Saturday. Ellensburg lost a heartbreaker in the state 2A tournament in Linden Saturday morning. The Bulldogs had their season come to an end with a 3-2 decision. Chelan and Cashmere were no matches for their first round opponent in the state 1A tournament Saturday. The Goats fell to Cedar Park Christian in Bellingham 18-0. Cashmere was bounced from the tournament by Overlake Bear Creek 14-3. Elmira Cooley Heartline advanced to the Final Four of the state 1B tournament by beating Northport 1-0 Saturday in Wenatchee's Recreation Park. Warriors will face Nacelle at 4 o'clock Friday in the Ephrata. Wynn and ACH will play in the championship Saturday night at 7 o'clock against the winner between DeSales and Liberty Christian. Lose, and they'll play for 3rd or 4th Saturday afternoon at 1 o'clock against the loser between DeSales and Liberty Christian. Well, Moses Lake and Eastmont punched their tickets to the state 4A softball tournaments on Saturday. The Mavericks won the District 6 4A championship with a 7-0 win over West Valley. Eastmont stayed alive with a 10-0 win over Wenatchee. The Wildcats advanced to state with a 15-2 win over West Valley. It's on to the Tri-Cities now from here on Friday, where Eastmont faces Jackson in a first-round game at 9 a.m. Moses Lake waits until 11 to play Emerald Ridge. Win or lose, both Eastmont and Moses Lake will have second-round games either at 3 or at 5 o'clock, depending on a win or a loss in that first round. Ephrata advanced to the state 2A tournament with a 15-1 win over East Valley Saturday in the final round of the District 5-6 tournament. The Tigers joined district champion Othello in Sela for the state tournament Friday. Ephrata plays Tumwater at 9 a.m. while Othello plays Olympic at 11. Both teams will have a second-round game either at 1:30 or 3:30, depending on a win or loss. Wenatchee Valley College was the site for the District 6 1A softball tournament Saturday. Cashmere quieted Quincy in Game 1, winning 15-1. Chelan advanced to the district championship with a 9-4 win over Omak. Cashmere advanced to state with a dominant 17-0 win over the Goats. Cashmere faces state 1A play-in game Thursday in Richland against Seton Catholic at 3 o'clock. If the Bulldogs win, they'll play Riverside Friday afternoon at 1 p.m. Lake Roosevelt ended Brewster's season in the final round of the District 6 2B softball tournament. The Raiders topped the Bears 15-4 to advance to state. Lake Roosevelt's first round opponent Friday in Yakima will be Liberty Spangle at 10 a.m. If they win, they'll advance to the second round. Okanagan awaits the winner between Toledo and Ocosta. That'll be at 2 o'clock in the afternoon on Friday. Elmira Cooley Heartline softball team fought valiantly over the weekend of the District 5-6-9 1B tournament in Spokane after falling to Colton 12-7 in the first round. The Warriors bounced back for a 15-1 win over Northport. DeSales finally ended ACH's season with a 12-9 decision. Well, Cascade is the lone boys soccer team for North Central Washington to advance to the State 1A Final Four. The Kodiaks beat Clajoya Friday in the Apple Bowl 3-0 and then topped the Bush School Saturday 4-0 to advance to the Final Four. Quincy stayed alive with a 2-1 win over Toppenish on Vashon Island Friday. The host team advanced to face the Jackrabbits Saturday by ending Cashmere's season 6-0. The Pirates beat Quincy 2-1 Saturday to advance to the Final Four. So here's how it looks. Cascade will play Overlook Friday night at 7 and Renton in the semifinals. Other semifinal features Royal and Vashon Island. Win and the Kodiaks will play for the state championship Saturday night at 6. Lose and they'll play for 3rd or 4th at 1:15 in the afternoon. Well, Wenatchee Valley Super Oval held its 4th weekend of racing Saturday with 4 classes battling. East Wenatchee's Bob Greiner topped the podium in the main for the Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning Thunder Cars. Wenatchee's Trucker Moore was second, followed by Malaga's Josh Musgrove. Colby Holiday was a winner again in his number 33 Rockstar Energy B-Mod. He finished ahead of Quincy's Glenn Knutson and East Wenatchee's Garrett Evans in their main event. Plum Perfect Roadrunner's main event checkered flag flew for Jared Ingram of Wenatchee. Freighta's Mason Haygood was second, followed by Sela's Alexander Scott in third. Wenatchee's Caleb Gill took first place in the B&T Towing Youth Roadrunner main event. Marysville's Preston Brandt was second, followed by Freighta's McKenna Lutz. Super Oval takes this weekend off to prepare for the big Wenatchee 200 with $25,000 up for grabs. That'll be June 1st. For information and tickets, go to WVSO.com. That's a look at sports news. I'm Eric Granstrom. Have a happy Monday.
Hey everybody, Dan Coombs, host of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Tomorrow, Tuesday, May 21st, 24 weeks from Election Day starting tomorrow, something like that, 24 weeks until Tuesday, November 5th. I know I can't wait. We're not going to talk about any kind of that nonsense tomorrow, though. On Wake Up Wenatchee Valley, we'll have that all-important Memorial Day weekend weather forecast. Everybody wants to know what the forecast is going to be for the weekend and why not. This is the unofficial kickoff of summer. We'll have that. Mariner and Yankee highlights, some nonsense, and some news as well. You want to get your day going with something live and local, and we fill both of those bills with Wake Up Wenatchee Valley tomorrow morning at 7 a.m.
And that will do it for our newscast tonight. For more news from around North Central Washington, you can find us online, ncwlife.com, on our social media channels, or on our mobile app for iPhone and Android. And remember, if you see news happening, we do want to hear from you. Email us, news@ncwlife.com, or call 888-6295. That's 888-NCWL. I'm Jefferson Robbins. I'll be back with you here tomorrow night for the NCW Life Evening News at 5, 6, and 10 p.m. That's a promise, not a threat. Until then, good night.